On April 20th through the 23rd of 1912, on its mission from Halifax to salvage the remains from the Titanic, the crew of the Mackay Bennett pulled 306 bodies from the frigid waters of the North Atlantic. Only one of them was that of a child. The body of a fair-haired toddler was the fourth pulled from the ocean by crewman Clifford Creese from the recovery ship the Mackay Bennett on April 21st, 1912. The description read, Number 4, male, estimated age 2, hair fair, clothing gray, coat with fur on collar and cuffs, brown serge frock, brown petticoat, flannel garment, pink woolen singlet, and brown shoes and stockings. Since no one came to claim the little boy, the sailors aboard the Mackay Bennett, who were shocked by the discovery of the unknown boy's body, paid for a small white coffin, a proper funeral, and a large headstone with the reward money they received from Vincent Astor for recovering his father's body. They arranged a beautiful funeral for him at St. George's Anglican Church. He was buried on May 4th, 1912, with a copper pendant placed in his coffin by the recovery sailors that read, Our Babe, in what would become a well-visited grave at the top of a small hill in Fairview Lawn Cemetery in Halifax. His tombstone was inscribed, erected to the memory of an unknown child whose remains were recovered after the disaster of the Titanic, April 15, 1912. He would remain unknown for the next 90 years. And just a warning now, I'm terrible at pronouncing some people's names, so I mean no disrespect if I say someone's name wrong. Just tell me in the comments, but I'm just trying to do what I, try to say it how I think it'd be said when I was doing my research. But if I get it wrong, I'm so sorry, and please just tell me how I can correct it, please. In 1998, the family of Gusta Paulson requested that the grave be opened and DNA identification be performed on the remains of the child. It was long speculated that the unknown child was 2-year-old Gusta, based on an eyewitness account of the boy being swept into the water as the Titanic sank, and to the recovery of the body of his mother, Alma Paulson, with the tickets of her 4 children still in her pocket. The exhumation took place on May 17th through the 18th, 2001. Sadly, there was little left of the little boy's body. Only a small piece of wrist bone and the crowns of 3 baby teeth had survived the weather and the damp soil. In spring of 2002, it was determined, based on the mismatched DNA obtained from a maternity-linked Paulson relative, that the child was not Gusta Paulson. The remaining teeth were suggested to belong to quite a young child. There were 5 other male children aged about 2 years old and younger who died on the Titanic. Eugene Francis Rice, 2.5 years, Sidney Leslie Goodwin, 19 months, Eno Vajami Panola, I'm so sorry if I said that wrong, 13 months, Alfred Edward Peacock, 7 months, and Gilbar Sigvard Danbom, 5 months. Again, I'm so sorry. By the summer of 2002, the 2 youngest children were ruled out by mtDNA analysis. They then started taking a closer look at the remaining teeth, and after further looking, the teeth were estimated to have come from a child between 9 and 15 months. Eugene Rice was then ruled out because he was 2.5 years old and an mtDNA mismatch. So 2 children remained, 13-month-old Eno Panala and 19-month-old Sidney Leslie Goodwin. The mtDNA of the family references for both children matched that obtained from the remains, meaning that they had a common maternal ancestor within the past 2,000 years. Since neither child could be ruled out on the basis of mtDNA alone, but takes together with the evidence of the age of the child provided by the teeth, on November 6, 2002, it was announced that the unknown child had been identified as 13-month-old Eno Panola. Doubts soon arose whether the identifications were correct, but soon a discovery would emerge that would change the outcome. Clarence Northover, a Halifax Police Department sergeant in 1912, helped guard the bodies and belongings of the Titanic victims. According to his grandson Earl Northover, clothing was burned to stop souvenir hunters, but he was emotional when he saw that little pair of shoes and didn't have the heart to burn them. When no relatives came to claim the shoes, he placed them in his desk drawer at the police station, and there they remained for the next 6 years until he retired in 1918. In 2002, his grandson Earl Northover decided the shoes belonged back in Halifax and donated them to the museum, which performed extensive authentication research before taking them into their collection. After doubts arose about the identity of the child, another round of DNA testing was performed, but the tests failed to rule out either child. With the failed attempt, there was now only 2 remaining DNA tests possible. Through much research, they were able to discover a rare mutation that the Goodwin reference had, but the Panola reference lacked. So finally, after 90 years, the unknown child finally had a name: Sydney Leslie Goodwin. In August of 2008, led by matriarch Carol Goodwin, the family met in Halifax for a memorial service to honor Sydney and the other 52 children who died on the Titanic. But you may be wondering, what about Sydney's family? Sydney's father, Frederick Joseph Goodwin, was born on February 1st, 1870 in Bermondsey, England, and he was a compositor. Augusta, his wife, was born on July 14th, 1868 in Middlesex, England. Frederick decided to move to the United States after his older brother Thomas wrote to him about job opportunities in Niagara, New York, specifically a power plant job. Plans were then made for the family of 8 to resettle. Money was borrowed from Thomas's sisters. They booked third class on the SS New York out of Southampton. But due to a coal strike, the passage was delayed and the family was transferred to the Titanic. Sadly, the entire family was lost due to the sinking of the Titanic. Frederick, his wife Augusta, and 6 children, 4 sons and 2 daughters: Lillian, 16, Charles, 14, William, 11, Jesse, 10, Harold, 9, and little Sydney, 19 months. Sydney was the only one of his entire family whose body was recovered. And that is the end. I hope you guys liked the video. This story of this poor little boy from the Titanic has been with me for quite a while now, and I've been wanting to tell a story. So I'm glad I finally got to get it out here. If you love the Titanic or anything that has to do with old Hollywood, silent films, golden era, all that stuff, I hope you will subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping to do more videos of this. I've already got another video lined up of who I'm going to do next. But again, if you like this video, please hit subscribe, hit the like button if you like this video. I hope you did. This story is so sad, but I'm so happy that that poor little boy at least finally has a name. And I'm so sad to all the other children and everyone. I'm going to get emotional. I'm sorry. The Titanic is, I've loved, I've been obsessed with the story of the Titanic since I was like 11 years old and I saw the movie. I had to know anything and everything about the Titanic, and still to this day, the Titanic is with me all the time. I'm still just so fascinated. I still hear new stories, so I'm just wanting to tell more stories of the people that were on the Titanic and the crew. Like this story just hits hard. I don't know why, but yeah, again, if you like the story, sorry I got emotional, but yeah, I hope you will join me for more videos, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Keep safe, guys. Bye.